Hello everyone, my name is Rachita Mathur, currently working as a legal intern at LexClick. So today I'll be discussing one recent update of where the Supreme Court has reserved an order on Karnataka corporate plea against the disqualification. So the Supreme Court has reserved its judgment on a petition which was being filed against the Karnataka High Court, which have order upheld by the judgment of Principal District and Session Judge for setting aside her election as the councillor representing the ward number 36 of Mysore Corporation. A bench comprising of 3 judges heard the counsel of both the parties and asked them to submit their written arguments if they want to submit any in not more than 5 pages within a week. The counsel for the petitioner has requested the court for issuing notice to the respondent as well as to stay the previous order as interim order. Further, he submitted that the question of law in the present matter is that there are no provision to amend these election rules which we are concerned with. And under the Karnataka Municipal Corporation Act, there is no change or requirement for an affidavit to contain certain particulars regarding the providing the details of immovable property of the candidate contesting and their spouse as well. Further, there are no statute to support or require the same. That requirement is under central rules only. He further argued that the Karnataka High Court states that because there are directions issued by the State Election Commission that operate as having the force of law, which according to us is inadequate, and is that really a question of law, the State Election Commission, using its constitutional power, issue a notification to amend the form that has to file during the nomination of the election. The Election Commission of India amend that provide a format of affidavit of candidates. This amendment is brought about in conduct of the election rules of 1961. In exercise of the power that is provided under section 77 with respect to section 169 of Representation of People Act, the central government, after consulting with the election commission, hereby make the amendment to conduct of election rules under however, in the present case, they not only issue the notification but an amendment is also being required to carry out. He contended that regarding the rules to make an amendment, we definitely require a statutory provision to amend the forms. In this particular case, no statute provides any provision to amend the forms. Further, while talking about the facts of the case, the petitioner was declared elected as she had secured the highest vote in the election for the councillor in Mysore Municipal Corporation. After a month, a petition has been filed in question the election of the petitioner as the councillor. She has submitted in her petition that the present petitioner in her nomination filed stated that the 2 children are not income tax SSC and does not hold any PAN card. She further alleged that in her affidavit that has been filed, erroneously provided the name of her husband and claimed to possess the jewels of worth of rupees 1,50,000. Not only the names, but she also not declared the property possessed by her husband. In an election petition, which further alleged that the present petitioner, by providing aforementioned false information in the affidavit, has indulged herself in corrupt practice as to claim reservation under the category neither the candidate nor her husband can have any immovable property as well as a PAN card. The present petitioner answered the question regarding the mentioning of the wrong name of her husband and submits that name of her son has been mentioned instead of the name of her husband. Further, regarding the details of the properties possessed by her husband, she has submitted that she had no knowledge regarding the same. She further submitted that the question regarding the qualification to contest under BCB of category is a caste and income. She belongs to a caste and a family income was within the prescribed limits, and hence she issued a BCB certificate properly from the competent authority. At first instant, the district court has rejected the election petition that has been filed by the respondent, which was been challenged before the Karnataka High Court, wherein after hearing the court framed three questions for consideration. First was whether an application for a person under the provision of Right to Information Act seeking details of the income tax return of a returned candidates or the close relative or associate of such candidate could be rejected pre-force on the ground that such a detail would be exempted from disclosure under the provisions of Section 8, Clause 1 of Subclause D of Right to Information Act of 2002. Second was whether the trial court is justified in dismissing the appellant election petition under Section 33 of Karnataka Municipal Corporation Act of 1971 on the ground that the appellant has failed to prove the fourth respondent was disqualified or ineligible to contest the election. Further, the last question was whether the trial court is justified in its finding that the appellant has failed to prove the fourth respondent has indulged in the corrupt practice in not disclosing the asset and liability of her husband and such her election as a written candidate. Further, the High Court regarding the first question came to a conclusion that the concerned public officer would be required to apply for the legislatively mandated test of proportionality, weighing the larger public interest in disclosing over the invasion of privacy of the third party following the steps that has been prescribed in applying such step, keeping the factors to be considered or not to be considered. As far as the second question was concerned, the High Court has came to a conclusion that there was no pleading to that effect that the husband of the appellant was an income tax assessee and hence the appellant could not have claimed the benefit of reservation and consequently the election could not be called in question on that ground. Thus, the challenge to the election of the appellant on the ground that the appellant could not have availed the benefit of the reservation because her husband was an income tax assessee was negativated by this court. The High Court, however, as regard to the third question, held that the rejection of the election petition by the trial court required to be set aside and the election petition resorted to the board of the trial court for the reconsideration on the question whether the fourth respondent has indulged in the corrupt practice as contemplated under Section 39 of KMC Act in mentioning that he did not own immovable or movable property. On remand, the district court, after hearing the parties, has come to a conclusion that the petitioner had deliberately suppressed the material information in the affidavit along with the nomination form and had not disclosed the property of the assets or her husband as required under provisions of the Representation of People Act. And the election of the petitioner was in violation of Section 35 and 39 of KMC Act. Thus, the election was held void. The petitioner again approached the High Court after going to all the contentions made by the parties and had again framed same question to considered. So, the High Court has observed that even though the rules did not mandate the furnishing of the particular by reason of the notification, it became imperative for every candidate to furnish all full and complete information regarding the five matters that stated by the Supreme Court. Later, the Election Commission about 2 months or prior to the election question also issued a notification by which it sought to add certain further detail in the format of the affidavit and a declaration in the affidavit. Since this notification was a continuance of the notification, every candidate was obliged in law to furnish the affidavit in manner prescribed in order to enable him to contest the election. The court has placed a reliance on the case and held that the election petition has to be read as a whole and can't be deselected sentence wise or para to rule that there was no cause of action. No election petition can be dismissed because it contained a defective verification or a defective affidavit, as both of them have been held to be curable defect. High Court, after going through all the facts presented, contentions made and the judgment was placed, come to a conclusion that the decision of the district court while declaring that the respondent was to be declared as a returned candidate can't be sustained. An order of district court declaring the elected is set aside. The decision of setting aside the election of the petitioner in the Mysore City Corporation is upheld. The agreement of this judgment was passed by the Karnataka High Court. The petitioner then moved to the present SLP before the Supreme Court. That's all for the day. Thank you.